Hi guys, legendary Damon and Heezy. We are doing legendary talks here. I have M.O.S tonight. Hey Jibo, what's up? Long time no see, y'all. I have DJ M.O.S tonight, which I'm very excited about. A longtime friend, as you know. And we are doing legendary talks. 7 o'clock now instead of 10 o'clock. What's up, Sid? What's up, Erica? Hey guys, how are you? What's up, Chandra? Oh good, the whole gang's back. Claudine, ooh. What's up, guys? I'm waiting for Shawnee's mom to join. Ooh, Lion Babe. I posted about you today on my Instagram, Lion Babe. Look at it, please. You didn't comment, I don't think. Hey, Jeff. Oh, Lion Babe, you have to come on here. I'm going to text you. You can come on next week if you're available. Frank Roberts, the legendary Frank Roberts. What's up? So I can't see your eyes. No, you can't see my eyes, exactly. So we have M.O.S tonight, who is, what's up, Allison? Allison has a new mash that she has called, says, I'd rather be clubbing. I'm going to take a picture and post it. It's very cool. Go to her IG to figure out where to get it at. Anyway, so M.O.S is coming on tonight. He was the first guest I ever did on March 29th on Legendary Talk, so I thought it only makes sense that I have him again. And I'm excited to chat with him and just see kind of like, you know, where he's at 4 months later. But yeah, so we're doing Legendary Talks every night, 7 o'clock. Instead of 7:30, LA time, 10 o'clock New York time. So, what's going on? Lion Babe, how are you? And will you please sit on my lap? Claudine, what's up? I'm excited to be doing these chats again. They're very cool and inspirational and interesting. So, I am excited to be doing that. So. Erica, how are you? I see you're having a full-on conversation with Lion Babe. Yes, Frank said he missed. M.O.S is joining now. Claudine's excited. I'm excited. You're excited, Claudine. M.O.S just got on, so he'll be joining now. Yes, I missed you all as well. Chandra, I missed you too. It's nice to be missed, I guess, eh? I close my windows because it gets loud and I'm hot. M.O.S, do you want me to request you or are you going to request me? All right, let me try requesting him. Hey, Nang Nang. What's up? My high school friend is on here. Nang Nang. Hey, Leslie. How are you? Let me see. He goes, how do I do it again? I'm going to request you, M.O.S, right now. Oops. So, oh, there it is. Okay. I just sent you a request, M.O.S. Should be working, I think. We'll see. Hey, Sarah, what's up? M.O.S, I sent you a request, so I think you just have to accept it. Hasn't been that long. We've done this before, by the way. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? Jeff, I got the whole crew in the house. Exciting, exciting. Sarah, I want a hat like this. A new one. Okay, M.O.S I think has requested me. There we go, finally. Going live with Legend. Hello.
What up? It's like permanently Mercury in retrograde in my place. So
first of all, how do I do it?
We've been streaming like this for like literally like 4 months, and still I can't get anything to work ever.
Oh, so. Technical issues, or are we having brain issues?
Huh?
Were you having technical issues or brain
issues? I mean, brain issues too, obviously, but that's my own fault. But you know, technology is like my internet just goes out weird. It's, you know.
I was listening to your day set today. It was very good.
Yeah. Everyone was telling me. Everyone was saying to me, you know, it's like a tight knit group in there. So everyone was like, "Oh, David was here."
You're like, as I said. I'm like, you didn't say that. You're saying it for the first time.
Oh, really?
Okay, so it's mostly friends on here right now, but for people that don't know, I want to just kind of like, talk about you for a second. You are probably one of the most successful DJs of the last decade. You are one of my favorite DJs, if not my favorite DJ. I hate to say it because we have so many DJ friends, I just think that you are one of those DJs that like you love what you do so much, and it's so obvious. You'll spin, I said, for 30 people or 3,000, and you put the same amount of effort into both things because you genuinely love spinning. And it's great, and it's I think you definitely found your calling in life because you love to DJ. So
Chris and I were just talking about that the other day. I thought back to like what I would want to do with my life, and I've always kind of performed. Like even when I was a kid, I started playing piano when I was like 5 or 6 for a couple of years, and then I played saxophone and played in like bands and jazz ensembles. So I've always enjoyed performing, So this is definitely a perfect gig for me because I love music.
And you're also great on the mic. I wish I was as good as you.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm terrible.
No, you're great. You're great. What do you? We've already done this. So you were my very first interview I did on March 29th. My very first Living Talk. And I chose you because we're great friends, and I knew I would be comfortable. You'd be comfortable. It'd be a great conversation, which it was. It was still one of my favorites.
It was the first one, right?
Yes, number one. So I've taken sort of a break, trying to regroup and just assess what's going on in the world and things like that. So I thought it only made sense that I started back up with you to kind of like catch up. So thank you.
Listen, I'm always here to talk. I love me.
Thank you for doing this one. But since we already talked, I do want to kind of recap the last one we had.
Yeah, let's go.
What are some of your career highlights, do you think?
Career highlights.
Yeah,
that's always a tough one. I've been, like I said, I'll give a couple. I've been DJing for over 20 years, almost 25. So, but I would say career highlights would be definitely Puff's 50th birthday that we were at. That's definitely up there. I would say the Oscars, DJing the red carpet for the Oscars and the Governor's Ball. That was a big one. And we, Kiss and I do that every year.
I was also there thanks to you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that was a great event. It was a great party. And then what else would I would say? Oh yeah, DJing for Barack Obama. Kiss and I did a fundraiser for Barack Obama at Tyler Perry's studio before it opened. This is actually years before it opened. This is for his second run. So it was like 2012, maybe. I don't know. So anyway, we DJ'd that event, and that was really amazing.
No biggie.
Made the news, not in a good way, but we made the news on that one. I made the news on that one, not in a good way.
What happened?
So CeeLo, obviously CeeLo. So CeeLo performs. So obviously it's Tyler Perry Studios, and thousands. It's an amazing studio, by the way. And so I'm DJing, and CeeLo. They said CeeLo's going to perform, and I DJ'd for the Goody Mob on New Year's Eve that year. So I had all of CeeLo's records like already queued up. So they said, "Hey, can you DJ for CeeLo?" So I'm like, "Cool." So CeeLo gets on and does the "Fuck You" record without bleeping it out. So Fox News ran it, and literally, so on Fox News it says, DJ M.O.S. You see CeeLo on the stage saying "Fuck You" with my logo in the back at a Obama fundraiser. My parents were very proud of me. They were so proud.
Good. I think Shawnee's mom's on here, by the way. If she is, shout out to Shawnee. Shawnee, who is CeeLo's fiance's mom, I think is on here. So shout out to her.
Please tell him thank you so much.
What do you think? Like, if you had to choose, and you listed some of your career highlights, which I'm sure you're very proud of. But what do you think your proudest moment as a DJ has been? Like, if you could choose one moment, I'm sure you have one. Where you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm proud. I mean, like of myself that I am on the right path.
It's kind of like, I mean, it's not. I guess not what you think it would be. It's I mean, I haven't really said anything, told anybody about this moment, but like, I DJ the Alvin Ailey summer gala at Lincoln Center every year, and just do it for them because I love the company, and so they give me free tickets, and I always invite my mom, and my mom has never heard me DJ before, and so I think it was you were there that year, you were there. Was that 3 years ago? That was like 3 years ago, right?
Yep.
3 years ago. So I invited my mom finally, and my mom and like my favorite aunt, she was in town. She happened to be in town, and she's never heard me DJ. So they both came, and my mom finally heard me spin, and I was just like really, I was a little emotional because she dealt with a lot with me doing this, trying to pursue this gig and pursue this this lifestyle. So she was really proud, and so
I never knew that. I was there.
I
was there, and to your credit and your mom's credit, she hit the dance floor. She was the first one on the dance floor.
My mom on the dance floor, like while I'm DJing, was like,
they were dancing all night. That's amazing though, because it was Alvin Ailey, which is very credible in her mind. I'm sure it's not like
exactly
some nightclub or something. You're doing a gala, that kind of thing. So
I didn't impressed by the club gigs.
And I was there. So what's something that kind of like, I know you said the CeeLo thing, but what's something that like didn't work, kind of like, you tried and didn't work, kind of like failed miserably? You mean, we've all had it.
Well, I try a lot of things and I fail all the time. I believe that, failure is part of success. You can't be successful without failing a shit ton of times. So, but I would say, the biggest letdown, I would say, is I DJ'd a party in Romania. Went to Romania, and they had like a billboard of me, and I think the capital is Bucharest, so it was like huge billboard, and they flew me out. They drove me out to this like kind of like beach town, like kind of like the Hamptons of their thing, and it's this big club and thousands of people. And then right before my gig, the person who booked me just sent me a list of songs that I should play, and it was like. So it was like the Spice Girls and like DMX, like just weird DMX records. It's just like those kind of songs, and I was like, good. And I went on there and proceeded to bomb miserably. It was the worst. It was like it was just like no one danced. Everyone was like staring at me, and I was like, I gotta go.
If they know anything, let you do your thing. You just put you in the booth, and you're good.
It's just interesting thing is that like I learned that in different. Even in the states, different states have different things that people like to hear. When you go overseas, it's even crazier. Like you really have to research and figure out what they're really into, because they didn't want to hear David Guetta. They wanted to hear, the Spice Girls from the '90s. Like weird shit, like weird stuff. So. Yeah.
No, but in my experiences, and I've dealt with DJs for 20 years. I have very close relationships with DJs. You really. The goal is for me to find a DJ I don't have to ever give direction to, because once you give direction, most DJs get in their head too much.
Yeah, definitely.
So the reality is, actually, unless it's like a very specific song you need to hear, I really don't ever tell DJs anything, because then they overthink. They usually overthink.
Yeah. I think the most important thing for a DJ to do before a gig is to research. Like, you have to. You have to. I remember Jessica Roseman, which I thought that was one of the best interviews that you did. You have to get her on again.
She's gonna do a part 2, yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible. So Jessica Roseman used to manage me, and I DJ'd. I DJ'd this club called Live. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it in Miami. So I did the first Friday that they were opened, and this is long. Yeah, I did their opening Friday. So they opened during that week, and somehow I got the first Friday. So I DJ'd that, and it was literally one of the worst gigs I've ever done in my life, and not in the sense where like that bad. I mean, it was half full. It was a brand new club. It was half full, kind of. But I wasn't able to catch the vibe because it was my first or second time DJing in Miami. So when I got with Jessica Rosenblum, she hit up Dave Grutman, who's the owner, and told him, "Listen, please, can you give him another chance?" And so finally, Jessica got me another chance over at Live, and she took me down there like a day or two before, and had me go to the club and really sit and listen to the DJ, feel the room out, see how people responded to the music. And like from that point on, I think it was she took me in over there. It was a month in advance, so I had 30 days to figure it out. So after I sat and listened to the DJ, then I kind of knew what to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to research.
Of course.
Definitely, you know.
But you're also you're great at reading the room in general. You know, like you're very good at, you could spin, we could do 3 parties in a row, 3 nights in a row. What are you drinking, first of all?
Oh, Sauvignon Blanc. This my wife. Cheers.
Cheers.
And I drink wine during the day. I can't do hard liquor. My wife is like, no.
Belvedere and soda. Wait, so you and I could do a party on a Wednesday, a Thursday, and a Friday, and it could be 3 very different crowds, and you spin drastically different, to each crowd, which is like, one of your strengths, I think.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite things about you is that you literally know every song. You know every single song that ever existed. I have come to you with like hundreds of songs. And like, what's that song that goes, "Baby Got Your Back"? And you're like, oh, that one. You're like, what's the song that goes, "Boom Boom"? And you always, I text you, what's the song? You're getting me to hear the song. What's that song that says, "And Around Again"? And you're like, yes. You know every song.
I was looking at it as a challenge when you do that, but not like I said, I was talking about it in my chat I just got off IG Live. My parents are very much into music. Like my whole family, my aunts are the ones who taught me piano, and my dad made me get. So I was listening to like all types of. My dad like soca, reggae. Then my mom and dad were into jazz. So it was like Coltrane and like Spyro Gyra and Steely Dan and Doobie Brothers, D Train. And then I was in Queens when in the beginning, so I was listening to a lot of just hip hop, like go to school. And then when I moved to Westchester County, it was like pop and then underground hip hop and like kind of that thing. So I just grew up absorbing all these different things, what I'm saying, throughout my life. And again, I loved everything. There wasn't like an album I didn't like. I was from Nirvana to P Rock and CL Smooth to the Cardigans. Like I loved, I listened to everything. So that's why DJing's been like a perfect thing for me. So when I see a crowd, I can kind of tell what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So no, you're right. You have a wide variety of musical knowledge. So like you can play, like you said, the Cardigans. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's your all-time favorite song to play? If you have to pick one song to play, if you could play one song for the rest of your life, what song would it be?
My favorite song to play. I mean, since I've started DJing, it's always been "Baby Be Mine," Michael Jackson. Oh, it's like my favorite. It's a perfect song to me, like perfect from beginning to end, like
amazing.
Everything. Yeah.
And then if you could go to dinner, with 4 people, living or dead, who would they be?
Oh, really? We doing these kind of questions now?
Yeah.
Set it up. Okay.
Gotta keep you on your toes. You think you know what I'm asking you?
Okay. 4 people. I'm like Jesus. I'm joking.
Why? Jesus can be
No, Jesus is a good one. Jesus is a good one. I feel like everyone says Jesus, Michael Jordan, and like Jay-Z or something. 4 people. I would go with. I would sit down and have dinner with Jimi Hendrix.
Good one.
Frank Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Jimi Hendrix, Frank Sinatra, Will Chamberlain, and just want to hear some stories. And Barack Obama.
Oh, good. Okay. I'll take half that list. I'll take 2 of those. Like, so.
Yeah. I mean, no. You know what? Honestly, no. Seriously, no. I take back Will Chamberlain, Prince.
Okay.
Like
Prince more than Michael Jackson for you?
Listen, so obviously we've had this conversation over years, and you know how much of a Michael Jackson fanatic I am. Over time, through, getting to know you and my wife, and really, because I wasn't a huge Prince fan before I really started like playing, DJing. I mean, I was a fan, but like really listening to those records again with a different ear, especially an older and more mature ear.
Yeah.
To me, Prince is a different thing, totally different thing. For someone to be that young and to write and produce and play every instrument on the song and sing and have an image and look, and then to put all these different people on. Like, if you listen to did you come with me to the Prince Originals?
No, I didn't. I know the album, but I didn't go yet.
Yeah, so I DJ'd at launch, and like you were listening to like the original version of Glamorous Life that he did.
Like he produced
listening to his version of the original Jungle Love. Like all these songs are sex shooter. So all these hits that could have been
Manic
his.
Monday.
Manic Monday. Like,
I feel for you. You know, all those songs. Yeah.
these are all
Well,
number one
first off,
songs that he made, that he created. He could have done on his own and been number one, and he just gave them away. So
yes.
it's Prince. Sorry.
Well, it's interesting because I feel, as you said that, I feel like I've turned lots of people onto Prince the way, because just so everyone watching knows, M.O.S. was Michael Jackson and me and Kiss were Prince. So we always used to, butt heads in
arguments all night.
A friendly competition way. We always butted heads, but it's weird. At a certain point, you kind of started shifting a little bit more to the Prince side.
I started really listening, but listen, I still do hold the position that Michael Jackson was literally what every pop star is trying to be. Is what Michael Jackson was. And before Michael Jackson, there was nobody like that. So Michael Jackson definitely changed everything. Like when he moonwalked, his image, like the dancing, like it's like there's no one better than that in that thing. If you want a number one song, I would most likely hit Michael about it. But if you want to do an album, like if you want to like have somebody just write, produce, and do up, I would do that.
Album, yeah.
So
no, Michael Jackson's amazing. Prince is amazing, and I think just a little more amazing. So it's like it's like 51-49 for me,
Yeah, I'm half and half of them, but it's still Prince.
But yeah, it's like
this is that.
Kiss and I influenced you for sure because now you play Prince sets at length. You mean, and you're very skilled in it. So, okay, so I wanted to talk about basically, like I said, we did this interview on March 29th, the first one, and I think that's about 4 months ago. And obviously, a lot of things have changed. I kind of want to talk to you about what you've been doing and how you've been kind of managing and, that kind of thing. I want to first start by saying, what do you think of what happened to D-Nice? I want to hear your version exactly. So I think, it was unbelievably amazing.
About like the, where he is now, basically.
No, that, I guess the whole quarantine journey of D-Nice. What is your take on that?
I'll just give you my experience, my like what I saw. So the day that he first jumped on, a friend of mine, Lindsay, I think she's in the chat. Reach out to Lindsay. Lindsay shoots me a DM like, "Hey, did you see D-Nice on IG Live?" I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm like, "What is IG Live?" I'm like, "What is that?" So I clicked the link and like I watched the read.
Wait, you're like a DJ on IG Live? That's
like,
such a novel idea.
Yeah, I was like, oh, the live stream. He DJ'd live stream, so I went on to see what it was, and like. It was cool as fuck. Like literally, like I watched it for a minute. I was like, "This is fucking cool." Like he was just sitting there playing on his laptop, talking to a bunch of people. And I think it was like 500, 600 people in there. But everyone's like commenting. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. I would do that. That's so dope." But I was like, "But I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah.
So then the next day he's on, and I jumped in, and it was like 1,500 people. And then I hit him up. I was like, "Dude, this is dope, man. Like keep doing this. Like this is dope." Like. So then he said, "Yo, I'm gonna do it again tomorrow." So I jumped in and watched it again tomorrow. The next day it was like 5,000 people, and then after that it was like off to fucking races. But I really believe that he caught something organically. I don't think that's something that was pre-planned. I think, obviously, D-Nice is a good friend of mine, so I know D-Nice is definitely a very smart person. So when you see a moment happening. There are things that you can do to make sure that moment is the best moment that it could be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely, people started Michelle Obama. All these people came in on that last day, and I think partly some of that was like, hey, this is what we're doing. We had 20,000 people yesterday. Let's make it crazier today. Let's call. Like I would do the same thing. Like I'd call. Like even when I started IG living, I was hitting people up, make sure you come through, blah blah blah. That's just smart, but I think what he caught was something organic. I don't think anybody really thought to do that, and I think with the people that follow him and the people that love love his music and love what he does, it's a lot of industry tastemakers, movers and shakers, and just people who love good music. So I think that that coupled with the fact that we're in a pandemic and people want to hear things to uplift, and that's what he plays. I think that. It's a perfect storm. So, I think kudos to him. That doesn't happen very often.
It's true. Swiss Beats, I think, said it best. He said, and it was in the beginning, the first week or two of, it's about the second week of the quarantine. He said, see how it's all going right back to the DJs. All the focus going back to the DJs where it belongs, which is so interesting because all of the DJs, that I don't know, like the week or two after D-Nice, they were so important to the energy of what was happening, you know?
Yeah,
and I think that Saturday of the D-Nice thing, when it was like Oprah and Michelle Obama, it was the first Saturday of quarantine, and people just needed to let loose. That's what it was. Everyone's like, you know what? We need to have some wine and hear some music. So it was a timing thing as well, and he just happened to be the first one that had been doing it, you know, all week. So
yeah, and real talk. So right after the day after he had the 190, I was in there and I said, yo, this is crazy. So the next day, I think Kiss and I had started live streaming during that time, because I feel like that was over. I think we all think it's like over the course of 3 days, but I feel like it was over the course of like a week.
Yeah.
So we started live streaming. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I'm gonna start doing it. So I called him the day after the 190, and we were talking, and he was like, you know, he was talking to me about like, you know, like I'm just gonna DJ an hour or some shit. So he was like, yo, if you want to jump on, I just tell people to come to the thing. And I was like, how does that work? I don't know. Like, he's like, you know, I'll just tell people to go to your shit, to your IG. So I logged in, and it was like 15,000 people. And that's kind of what kind of helped like start all this craziness that's been my life for the last 4 months. You know what I'm saying? So big shout to D-Nice. Big shout to my wife also for like being in my corner, supporting, allowing me to take over the kitchen. You know?
No, yeah. So okay, so yeah, just so people know what you're doing. So you're doing something called Club Insomnia.
Club Insomnia, yeah. So yeah.
And you're doing it. You know, you were doing it. To me, you were doing it kind of 7 days a week for about 7-8 hours a day. Which, you know, because I was doing my legendary talks 7 nights a week, and I kept saying it was D-Nice and M.O.S that were inspiring me to do it every day as well.
Yeah.
So where were you getting all that motivation from to do it every day? And for so long?
That's kind of like the kind of person I am. So when I see something that, like if I'm enjoying myself and love to, like I'll do it, you know, forever. You've seen me at parties, like when the lights are on, I'm still DJing and bouncers, you know?
Sure.
So I don't really, I love the energy of just the flow of music, you know what I'm saying? When you're like, oh, I want to hear this song next, it's like that kind of thing. So, so when the first time I did it, I think the first time I live streamed, I did a 7-hour set to like in front of like 10 people. Someone called me up, was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, there's 10 people here, you've been on for like 7 hours. Like,
who cares? You mean?
Yeah, right. So, but after that whole thing, like, I took some time because it was a lot to take in all the followers and shit. But once I started doing Club Insomnia, I would start at 7 p.m. and like, I'd DJ and look up, it's 5 in the morning, and I'd be like, oh shit, I gotta go to sleep. I just kept doing that, and then,
I've seen you at any given, from 7 o'clock on. Like I've seen you at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, you're still going. I mean, so
yeah, like a lot of times I would think like, hey, let's stop. So the first couple times it'd be like 9 or 10 hours, and I'd be like, all right, you know what, guys, it's time to go to, you know, we cut it off. And one day I was like, you know, let me see if I could do 12, and like, I just had the energy. I just really had the energy to do it. It definitely took a toll though. I could say that like the last 3 weeks, I was like, yeah. So I don't recommend anyone doing that 5 nights a week, but you know.
I think you were doing it 7 nights a week, and you're doing it for freaking 8 hours a day. Also, you were the first one. You were the first one that I know of that were doing the Cash App on your thing. I think that was your idea. Yeah. That was a great idea. You mean?
No, okay. So again, listen. I give credit where it's due.
Okay. All right.
One of my good friends, DJ a Fly Guy from Miami. I think it was one of my. Kiss and I did something for Vibe, and he had done it, and so he had his Cash App up in there. So I hit him and said, "What's this Cash App thing you're doing?" He's like, "Dude, people tip you." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
tip you for what?" Like, they said, "Yo, but you're providing, like, you're playing music, and people just feel, you know." You ever been tipped in the club? I'm like, yeah, but I never really accept tips. He's like, dude, we're not working. People appreciate it. You're not asking anyone for a tip. You're saying basically, hey, if you guys, and then it became a thing because so many DJs were doing it. Now in the chat, you see people like, hey, put your Cash App up. So people would tell me to put it up, and I was like, okay, I'll start putting it up. And that's kind of how it kind of happened. And you know, again, it was amazing. It's amazing. So we're not working. There's no jobs. We're not going to be working for another year at least.
You were the first one that I saw that had the Cash App up, and I said, wow, that's a really, and I remember you and I talked about it, it's a really great idea. And you know, most of my DJ friends have done it or are doing it, and like you said, you know, we're not working, our industry is not working, so I think it's people tip if they want to tip. I think people, in general, I think, are being very generous during this time, which is nice.
Definitely.
People, I think, are more generous right now than they've been in, prior. So
I think that's the amazing thing about like what's going on right now, is you can see this kind of community of people just who support each other regardless, and like I think it's amazing, So kudos and thanks to everybody. You guys are amazing.
And then you're also doing T-shirts, which your T-shirts are selling out. They're doing really well, right?
Yeah, the T-shirts started selling out. Big shout to Club Insomnia, All My Insomnia.
First of all, which one are you wearing? Mona Lisa Bonet?
This is the Mona Lisa Bonet. So
that's my favorite wine. I'm buying it this week. I keep forgetting. I'm going to buy it this week. I love that one. It's Mona Lisa Bonet. Come on, it doesn't get better than that.
It's Lisa Bonet on the face, on the Mona Lisa, that you guys can see.
I love it.
Yeah, so me and my friend Ari Hall created that like 4 or 5 years ago. So we've been like kind of toying with the idea of a clothing line. So this was the opportunity for me to launch it. But it's been amazing.
What do you think you've learned about yourself during this time? Could be DJ wise or just personally.
What I've learned about myself is that I work well under pressure. I never really thought I did. I mean, when I was younger, I was always good under pressure. But as I got older, I was like, I didn't feel like I had that kind of challenge. And when this whole thing started, it was kind of like, not saying that I was lazy as a DJ or lazy but I just was kind of losing my drive to continue doing the thing at the level that I was doing it before. So when COVID hit, I was like on the couch on Netflix, like, all right, I'm gonna be a producer. But when this started, I started really getting back into like playing music that I love, not having to play for some bottle spender or some model or some celebrity in a club and have to play their set for them specifically. Like I'm able to play the music that I love. So it's kind of fell back in love with music, and also I learned like what I'm capable of doing. Like I'm capable of so much more work than I thought I would be. So,
well, two things. I've said, the quarantine or COVID, whatever, has pushed me to like, we all have had it, or I don't know all, but I've had to be navigate differently, obviously, and get creative. And I kind of like that challenge. I like the challenge of like, the roadblocks that we're faced with. And then also, I was talking to a friend, Janelle Monáe, and we were saying that. This time, like, it's a time to like, get back to who we were. I think our lives, all of me and all of our friends, our lives kind of are always like this. We're always, working and going here and doing that and doing this. So, not that we lost ourselves by any means, but we have this time to refocus on who we are. I mean, I think is a really interesting goal.
That's really kind of also another thing that, again, what I was trying to say is that, we're busy with work. Like you're in night, you're the club.
We're successful.
We're never able to pursue those curiosities and those side projects that we should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you should be doing this with the amount of people that and your Rolodex and the people that you hang out with. You should be doing this show. You should have been. Like I should have been selling merch. I should have been I should have been like I'm working on a DJ course right now, so I should have been working on that. Like there's so many different things that now that we're not working anymore, we have the time to pursue those passions, and I think it's really amazing people who have kind of capitalized on that.
I absolutely agree. We have the gift of time if you look at it in a way.
You don't have to be at a birthday party. There's no dinners to go to. There are no meetings. Like you could have a Zoom meeting in your boxers and go back to bed if you wanted to. So
what? And first of all, your sets, like as you were saying, like you've had a chance to kind of, I think you've been very exploratory and musically, and they've been amazing. The set you played today was amazing, kind of that funk set. So I think you've had a chance to maybe challenge yourself or get acquainted with the creative side of yourself, because your sets have been, when you're playing 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, obviously you're going to have to play, new, different kinds of music. So your sets have been extremely creative and extremely great.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. When I was doing it, I was saying like, look, I'm never repeating a record.
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat a record. So, and it's interesting, even after doing a 12-hour set, you think I would be like, oh, I played everything. But then I'd be done. I'd be like, oh, wait, why didn't I play this? I played this.
Yeah.
I played this, So it really makes you go into your crates and your laptop and really find those gems that you were like, oh, I forgot about this record. I love this song. Or songs you play at the house,
Your set today was amazing, and a lot of music I haven't heard you spin ever, haven't heard barely ever. Like something was amazing. So, what has worked for you, and versus what hasn't worked for you? I guess in this time, you know, could be in general.
I would say what has worked for me is doubling down on my passion in DJing. I mean, were you talking about like in general or just through?
Yeah. I mean, I guess DJ wise, what's worked for you DJ wise? What hasn't worked for you? You mean?
I haven't found anything that hasn't worked. You know, again, you know, because you know, as you know, like you know, us coming up in New York, you know, I played so many different types of parties I've done. I did a rock and roll club for like a year, 2 years. I did, you know, DJ for you know underground dance parties for like the first 5 years, and then I did like the Marquees and the big Taos and the big Vegas clubs. So it's like I had all these different these different genres. So any given night I can play. I just play what I feel, and I feel like people in general love a variety of music because nobody just loves one genre of music. So it gives me every night's a different. I try to create a different set, you know, like I try to mix a different dish every night, and people, I find that people love everything. It's crazy. I play like the weirdest shit, weirdest type of music, weirdest records, and people knew them.
Yeah, you have been spinning weirder, and I love it.
Dude, I played an entire like Euro dance, 80s dance set with like New Order and like, you know.
But
people loved it. People loved it.
You're a talented DJ, so I know you could play a totally weird song, and I know you're gonna make it work. You know, you're gonna.
I mean, that's the thing about DJ. I think it's also like, you know, creating a vibe. So everything within that has to fit within that vibe, and you can make it fit. You know, if you know how to do it.
What has been inspiring you during this time? Or is there any person or anything that's been kind of inspiring you the last 4 months, 5 months?
Inspiring. You know, I watch a lot of motivational YouTube videos.
Oh, good.
That's just like my guilt. I don't know. I'm big on like, I used to be big on like Gary Vee. I actually attended a Tony Robbins seminar last year, which was really good. I mean, I can't front. I was skeptical at first. Like someone gave it to me for free. It was really good. So, yeah, I've been watching a lot of that. Will Smith is a big one for me, you know, because, you know, Will Smith just, you know, his philosophy is, it's, you know, I don't feel like I'm more talented than anyone else, but I'm willing to work harder than anyone else. Like I'm willing to die. I agree with that. He said everyone's, you know, born with talent. It's like, but you have to hone that talent through hard work in order to be successful. So that's kind of what I've kind of embodied. So when I'm DJing 12 hours, it's because I love what I do, but also I know that I'm getting better every time I do that. So.
That's amazing.
What it is.
Good for you. Because I was going to ask you, like, how do you you know, psych yourself up to do these 12-hour sets 5 days in a row? Like, you know, what inspires you to be able to spin for 8 or 9, 10 hours? Is it just purely the love of DJing, or is there anything else that's helping you?
It's the music. Like, I have to admit, there have been plenty of times, like, plenty of times I was like, oh, damn, why did I put out an email? Why did I put out an Instagram post? I don't feel like DJing right now. I'll get on and I'll play for the first 30, 40 minutes and be like tired, but then like an hour and a half in, you play a record, you're like, oh, I forgot about this joint. And you play another one, you're like, oh, this is good too. And then you're kind of creating, next thing you know, you're like in a zone. So I feel like those are the moments when I feel like I'm most connected with the crowd, where I'm not even paying attention to what's going on and what they're saying. I just can feel I'm into it. So if I feel I'm into it, I feel that they're into it. So those are that's the moment where it's like I go from being tired to being inspired. You know what I'm saying? Right. So for me, it's all like sonic, you know, musical and feeling.
What are your like new? Tell me a couple of your new favorite songs to spin, because I know you have new ones now. Give me a couple.
It's weird. As much as I feel like I should be listening to like the new new dropping.
No. It doesn't mean new songs. It doesn't mean new like current. I'm saying like you were playing James Brown, an amazing James Brown.
Oh yeah. So
songs. What are your current favorite songs to play? It doesn't mean new.
Songs that I've discovered. There's a song by a young lady named Linda Dawn. It's spelled Lynda Dawn. and it's called Move. I played it to start my set yesterday. I played it a couple times. It's incredible. I mean, it's so like 80s, like funky, synthy, and she's singing on top perfectly. It's amazing. I love Lucky Day. Lucky Day's records are amazing. Throw Some More. And Extra have been incredible. You know, I've been playing a lot. I started playing a lot in the beginning was Lion Bay has a remix of Rockets with DJ M.O.S and his brother Boss. Love that.
She was on here earlier.
Yeah, I saw Lion Bay there. DJ Active was good. I saw, but yeah, I played that remix a couple times. That is just, I've always wanted to play it in the context of a party, but I just felt like I'd never had the opportunity to really drop it and for it to make an impact. But like I've been able to do that, and like it's just so good. And then there's also a couple like unreleased, like there's a Robin Thicke record called Another Life that's actually produced by Pharrell that was unreleased. And I've always wanted to play that record, and people now I play it every night, and people love it. So, oh, then one last record. I think the entire Club Insomnia will kill me if I don't say this, but like the Jackson 5 Buttercup.
Oh yeah,
which is produced by Stevie Wonder. It's on there's an unreleased a Jackson 5 like unreleased versions of songs on Spotify. It's on iTunes too. I think people forgot it came out. It came out in like 2007, so it has all these a different version of Never Can Say Goodbye. So Buttercup's on that, and it's just a beautiful song.
I want to hear that first song. That girl, Linda, whatever you said.
Linda Dawn, yeah, Kiss, yeah. When I played it, Kiss was like, what is this? If Kiss likes it, it's good.
First of all, what happens if I like a song?
Oh,
what do I do
if I like a song?
No, but what happens if I'm in the club and I like a song? What do I do? You.
Oh, you're like, what song? You're like, I like this song. Who is this?
But then the next week, I won't remember the song, and I'll say, "What song is that? I like that song."
And you come back up to me like, "What song is this?" I like
Linda Dawn, the same one you liked last week. Yeah, I asked you like 4 weeks in a row till finally it sinks in my brain. But who have you been listening to? What DJ sets have you been listening to besides DJ Kiss, of course?
Yeah, I honestly listen to everybody. I don't always comment on everybody's thing because I don't want to But obviously D-Nice has been. I feel like D-Nice. It's weird. Like I've listened to D-Nice and played with him a bunch of times. He's evolved so much, and he's so like. It's just. I mean, the vibe is in there is so like disco, like funk, and like he's playing like just not the mainstream things you expect someone to play during that set. So I feel like he's really evolved, and then his reggae sets are incredible right now. So and then the slow jam.
He's been playing a lot of Prince as well, and then he texted me about a week ago. I can't remember, about a week, maybe last weekend. He goes, "Grace Jones just joined my IG live." I said, "Oh my gosh, listen, I know." Okay. And then, so of course I watched, and then Sheila E. joined as well. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." So,
I'll be honest with you, a lot of people feel like they can deal with this kind of pressure. Trust me, y'all can't listen. That level of DJing is a lot of pressure, man. So like, trust me. But the people I've been listening to, obviously everyone's been listening to D-Nice, but been listening to DJ Trauma, good friend of mine who's dope. Mick has been good. Who else? Ninth Wonder, Jazzy Jeff. I've been doing a lot of stuff on Twitch, so like Headliner Music Club, Eric Deluxe, DJ 5, DJ Marvel. Four Color Zach on Twitch is probably one of the most entertaining shows I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you watch the highlights on his IG from his Twitch, it's hilarious. There are a lot of DJs, I don't feel like people are doing it as consistent as I feel like they should.
I agree with you.
I just think that, guys, there are billions of people out here like searching for new. This is it's like the California Gold Rush. This is the beginning. It's not a. It's gonna get better. It's gonna be IG is eventually going to be like, okay, cool. Let's make sure you guys are good.
Well, I listen to everybody because we're friends with all those people. But basically, I'm not specifically loyal to anyone. I just look what time someone's on because
Sus One's another one. That's my brother I grew up with. Sus One.
Active is on here as well. Shout out to Active.
DJ Active is killing that shit.
I love when you do those like all Janet days and all those specific the Estelle night and the Martian night Wait, but
Jamming
my thing
night,
is
like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I was like, what?
yes, exactly.
Yo, crazy. Big shout out
But
to
my
DJ
thing
Hackett.
is, I just turn on, look at my phone or my iPad or whatever, and be like, you know, if I'm cleaning my house at 3 o'clock, who's spinning? It could be I just press, you know. So like,
Yeah.
you know, people do. I like, you know, specifically like you're saying, people need to be consistent. Yours is always at 7 o'clock, and you know, I think the consistency is what spawns success. You mean so?
I'll also say this, and this is something that I'm kind of testing out. I feel like this is, you know, this works. Is I've been doing the consistent, you know, 7 p.m. you know, every day, but I think that, you know, popping up twice a day, like popping up in the morning or the afternoon for 2 hours, popping up late for 2 hours, just doing that and popping up at different times, because of the way this is just, I don't know, through what I've seen in Instagram, you know, you have those circles on the top, and like the people that you click on the most move to the front. So if you're playing twice a day at 2 different times and different time, people are going to be hitting you at different times. So you'll be more likely to come up first in more people's IG, and then you should get more followers on your IG. And that's a free nugget. The rest is going to cost you.
I liked your afternoon sets. They're great. I mean, I love your sets across the board. You know,
it just gives you a different, you know, different vibe. You know.
So DJ Cassidy did this thing on Twitch last week, which was called Pass the Mic, and you and I were texting during it. It was amazing. It was probably one of the best things I've ever seen in life. And I told him, I'm like, it's not just the quarantine period. You mean, basically he did a DJ set and he had every artist live there in the Twitch come sing the song. Earth, Wind and Fire, Bobby Brown, New Edition, Cheryl Lynn.
Mickey Bell on there, I was like, okay, this is dope. Then Bobby
Mr. Telephone Man was one of my favorite things. He had Ray Parker Jr. He had Melissa Morgan. Like it was
Morgan and
unbelievable.
And
like it was like,
Sadai Garrett. Just like I was like,
Saida Garrett, exactly. It was amazing. So
that was like those like 2 and 3. I was like, dude, I can't stand this.
Shout out to him, DJ Cassidy, and then I just think that was such an innovative, amazing thing, and I think that things are gonna start going in that direction. You mean so?
Yeah, I think that, you know, people, again, with DJs, and you know, if you have those connections and able to create something like that, I think that, you know, what Cassie did was really amazing, because, you know, again, he has those contacts, and for him to create an experience based on that for people, I think it's well thought out, and he deserves every bit of credit he's gotten for that. I think it was one of the best things I've seen online. Period.
I agree. It was amazing. I agree. And then one more thing I want to talk to you about. We protested together. So
yeah, we did. Yeah. So,
you know, it was June 7th, which happened to be Prince's birthday. Ironically, nothing to do with anything.
Right.
But I really wanted to protest.
I was planning to do that. I was planning that Prince party we were going to do at the Edition. You know, big shout out to Frank Roberts. I saw him in here. So, but yeah, Prince's birthday.
June 7th. It was a Sunday, and we protested. And you know, I was not trying to be, you know, not social distancing and not close to people. I was trying to really keep my distance and things. But I really felt, me personally, I felt like I hadn't wanted to protest before. Of course, you know, I support the cause, but I hadn't wanted to because I didn't think it was safe. And then I remember I really wanted to go that day, and your wife hit me up and was like, "We're going. Do you want to go with us?" And I'm like, "I really do."
Yeah.
So we went. And what was that experience like for you? You know, and I guess in a nut, you know, how was that for you? The whole experience.
The experience was amazing. You know, to see that many people, because that was the day that it was like 100,000 people in downtown.
50,000, yeah.
Yeah, 50,000. When you saw the amount of people out there, and it just made you really feel like, okay, you know, things might really change. You know, I really felt like, and that's what I feel about, you know, this era now. I think that like people are fed up, obviously, with the current state of the government and all that, and people are finally just speaking out and saying, hey, you know what, Black Lives Matter. Like, you got, like, we've been watching this go on for way too long. Like, I think our whole lives, and like for George Floyd to have to lose his life for this, it's sad, but you know, what happened to him has sparked I feel like a revolution, and I hope that people still, and I hope people don't get complacent. Obviously, we're still in quarantine, you know, and there's still a lot of bullshit happening in, you know, You know, I tell people to turn the news off, stop watching this shit because they're gonna try to distract you from what's going on. Please, you know, Breonna Taylor's fucking, you know, those cops are still free. You know what I'm saying?
He was on the beach. There's a picture of him on the beach this weekend.
Yeah, they're still free. You know what I'm saying? And I think the Attorney General of Kentucky, I think it's actually, I think it's a brother. I think it's a black dude who's a Trump supporter. So I put pressure on this motherfucker. Like, please, like, we gotta, like, we have to follow up. We have the time. Do not let your foot off the gas right now. You know what I'm saying? Do not let your foot off your gas. Make sure you go out there and vote. You know, if you could join an organization to help bring out the vote or fight voter suppression, that's a big thing right now in a lot of your states that he needs to win. Whatever you guys can do to do that, to donate or help the cause, please do that, because this is it. This is our time. We're not gonna get. It's not gonna be another time like this. This is it. You know.
No, we're definitely living in things. They're going to be studying about this time in textbooks.
Yeah, they're going to be writing about this time, and that's another reason why. Again, I made sure that we went out. I was happy that we went out there and protested, because again, I'm out here. You know, the first night that the riots happened, I wasn't even going to jump on IG. I was just like, listen, it's too much. And it was right around the corner from my crib, and then I thought about, like, you know what? This is a time when people, because I was watching the news and I saw a lot of bullshit and, like, you know, outside agitators and shit going on. So I was like, let me get on and play and just make sure that people just are chill. Like, just come here. Don't go out there right now. Like, yeah, let the agitators and those people doing the bullshit, let them get arrested, and then let's protest for real. Let's do that. Do what we want to. You know, so I think that, you know, that's why I jumped on and played. It was tough to play that night, but it was, you know, I was happy that I did it. But again, getting out there and protesting and being on the streets and really, you know, letting your voice be heard, it's an amazing feeling, you know. And I encourage everybody to continue protesting.
Yeah, getting back to what you were saying. So that Friday of the George Floyd, that was a Monday. So that Friday, I did IG Live, and I remember the same thing. It was not easy. It was very challenging for me to do it. I just felt, you know, like everybody, kind of gutted or something, you know. And it was really challenging. It was really challenging.
Happened for so. I mean, listen, I remember Rodney King. I was in 7th or 8th grade. We were gonna we were planning a walkout at our school. You know, it was like we were like 13. We planned it. I remember, you know, Amadou Diallo and like in New York City, like Sean Bell, like, you know, there's so many instances, you know, and again,
remember we did
to watch. It's interesting now that you're seeing like this kind of like emergence of like white rage, and you see like the Karens, like, you know, and it's like, I just don't understand why a person would value hating someone else over their own personal well-being. Like, hey, I'm filming you. Like, why would you, like, just mind your business? Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to, like, I just don't understand.
Because
like,
they think that they're untouchable. A Karen thinks that she's untouchable. She can be filmed and still be a racist.
But why aggravate somebody who's not doing anything? You know, like, it's just like, why do that at all? Like, you realize that people are getting fired, they're getting filmed, they're getting put on Twitter. Like, it's like, it just can't. I don't know.
I believe that Karen is one of the most dangerous people in America, because we didn't really know she was a racist until she opened her mouth. See what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's people that like it's been. I mean, it's a kind of a. I mean, I hate to get like super deep. Yeah.
You know, like my dad. You know, I was reading Richard Wright on something as a kid, so like I'm very much kind of my thing. But like, you know, with Emmett Till, like, you know, how he was killed for apparently whistling at a white woman. You know, it's interesting. Questlove actually said something really poignant. He was talking about how when he was in an elevator, and like this a white woman comes into the elevator, like a small white woman lady comes to the elevator, and he kind of felt he had to, you know, make her feel comfortable for being in his presence almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like look, I want to agitate you, so let me make you feel like, because it's almost like he's more scared of her than she is of him. And I feel like a lot of that's kind of the, you know, thing. I feel like it's though people who call the cops on black people for no reason are more dangerous. That's dangerous right now. And when they do that, it's literally putting a person's life in danger on purpose, because they understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're calling the cops. So it's really kind of sickening to me. I don't understand why people do that, but
That's what I'm saying. Those Karens, to me, I think are one of the most dangerous people in America. You mean?
Yes.
They don't. They don't seem like they're going to be dangerous, and then they can, call the cops on a bird watcher. You mean?
But even that idea, like they don't seem like they will be dangerous, as if anybody should seem like they're dangerous. It's something that's been conditioned into our psyche that, this person who looks like this is dangerous, as opposed to this person being not dangerous.
You're right.
So I mean, again, I could go deep into this stuff, but
you're right.
Another conversation.
Well, the protests. Let's get back to the protests. So the protests for me, this is a memory that will be embedded in my brain forever. The first beat of Fight the Power started playing. I had my Black Lives Matter sign up in the air, and we were literally fighting the power. And I'm like, this feels like we're doing something. I feel powerful in this moment. I feel like we're actually doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, I will never forget that moment. It was like the first 2 bars of Fight the Power. I knew it immediately. They're playing Fight the Power. We are protesting, literally, and it just seemed very, it felt like we were doing something to me.
No, it was such a large community of people. It was just, everybody kind of on the same page. People from all walks of life, all ages, all races. It was just, it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And again, for anybody who was there, I know you guys, probably experienced the same. I saw so many people I knew. It was just, again, people came together, and I really was happy that we went. But again, I really feel like, guys, we have to continue keeping our foot on the gas in this one, because, people are feeling the consequences, or dealing with the consequences now of racism. And I think that, like, we need to start pressuring our the federal government, our local and state governments to kind of change the laws and start really holding these police and holding these people accountable for what they do.
Yep, absolutely. But I think the whole thing is that the whole people are now looking at these things. They weren't even looking at them 6 months ago. You mean?
Yeah, so. And the information has always been out there. Like it's well known that the police department and the district attorney work together. So the district attorney is not really going to look to try to prosecute a cop. Like it's a conflict of interest almost. They're very much trained to be as like a tribe. They're trained like soldiers. Like look out for each other no matter what. I'm part of a fraternity. We were kind of pledged in the same way. Look out for your brother. My line brother called me and said, "Yo, I need to dig a hole." Like, part of me is like, dude, listen, turn yourself in. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that kind of mentality, gang mentality. And I think that needs to cease. I think police officers should be, first of all, they should be from the community, and they should know the people in the community if they're not from. Yeah. I think they should be holding meetings every week, and where they have people come in and they meet everybody, so they know the neighborhood, they know the kids, they know the parents, they know everybody. So they can now walk. Now when they patrol, they're like, oh, that's Greg, chilling on the corner. Greg, what's going on? Should you be inside? Like, it should be more of that, as opposed to overseeing and persecuting people in the community. I just don't think that's how it should be. So that's just my take.
No, that's great. But I think too, I was saying that white supremacy and systematic racism are now common terms that weren't even used 6 months ago. So those are very common terms.
People know about it. I mean, I've been, like I said, I've known about that for a long time, but I'm glad people are starting to understand. I just think a lot of people will just live in a bubble, so it's not like it's something that affects their lives, so it's nothing they have to really think about. But
it doesn't affect them. So first of all, it's uncomfortable for certain people.
Yeah,
so
of course.
If it doesn't affect them, they just push it to the side.
And again, we don't need people to call us up and be like, hey, listen, I didn't understand. Listen, we get that people are starting to become aware. You don't just be aware that if you see a police officer and you see 2 black men on their knees, and they, or two officers come walking up on a car of a black person or whatever, just stop for a second and see what's going on. Take out your camera. Just, we need to look out for each other. We do the same for you. Just look out for each other. That's it.
Absolutely.
Because you have every right to film, every right to be there. We pay their bills through our taxes. They work for us.
We have 20 seconds left. How can people support you in 15 seconds.
Oh, okay, cool. So go theinsomniaclub.com. That's where I'm selling my merch. You guys, Bonet, Black Music Matters, a bunch of. You can also follow me at DJ M.O.S on Instagram and DJ M.O.S 6 on Twitch.